after slavery, what we went into as a country for the African population here was sharecropping. And what went with that was an education system tied to work. So you had a whole people who were only going to do a certain kind of work, and so they only were to get a certain kind of education. And we ran into that in the 60s when we went to the Delta to do registration, right? So we're working with the sharecroppers, we're taking people down to the polls, we get hundreds of them go down, it's a big issue, they arrest us, we're in jail, I'm in court, right? Federal District Court, what does the judge ask me? Why are you taking illiterates down to register to vote, right? And so we tell him, well, a country can't have it both ways. It can't deny a whole people an education based on a political system and then turn around and say they can't access politics because they're not educated, right? So we won that struggle when they passed the Voting Rights Act. There was no literacy requirement. But the issue of the basic underlying sharecrop education and that the country is really passing this on generation after generation has never been addressed, right? And that's the issue you're targeting when you say, well, we have the same situation now as we had in the 60s, right? Well, we've had it since the end of the Civil War.
For kids to be successful in anything they do, math is going to be a big piece of that. And so it's not just about math, but it's about taking on challenges and figuring out ways to make it work for themselves.
In a simplified way, math literacy means that I can think my way through problems. Math is problem solving.
I think it's important because like everything you do on a day-to-day basis involves math.
If they baking a cake, they use 3 eggs and come out too fluffy and fall. You know, so math they can use in their everyday life. It's more than just a subject, it's a tool.
In my previous job, I worked with computers, and I worked in a hospital, and everywhere I went, everybody was working with numbers. You couldn't get a job folding towels in the laundry without keeping statistics and an inventory and a spreadsheet and all this other stuff.
The level at which we're developing and evolving is very rigorous, and it's requiring a stronger math and science background, and our students are not prepared for that. And as a society, we need to consistently improve the ways in which students are learning math.
I asked them, when you see yourself as my age, what do you see yourself doing? And a lot of these kids have high aspirations. You know, I see myself working as a lawyer. I see myself as a doctor. Then there are some kids, you know, I just see myself having a job and being able to help my family. And that's fine. The kids need to understand that even if I'm not going into a career that's math intense, I still need to have that math background as a prerequisite because that's going to get me through the door.
Now, what if I changed it to everyone with braids as one circle, and then boys in another circle? Where should I stand?
Everyone with braids in one circle.
Yeah, and then the other circles are all the boys.
You boys stand in the middle. Because you're a boy and you have braids.
So the reason I'm doing this, I think it's easier to think about the idea if they use things that they know, you know what I mean? And then they can create the Venn diagram.
My name is Phanisha Hubbard, and I work as a math specialist at Shoup Academy, which is a pre-K through 8th grade school. I was born and raised here in Chicago, and I went through the Chicago public school system. In high school, I had a teacher that showed me the importance of connecting with students, because up until that point, I never had connections with my teachers. She made an effort to really get to know about us and talk to us, and we didn't realize that by her doing that, we wanted to learn because we were doing it for ourselves and for her. Because we didn't want to let Miss Compost down. Because then she'd come to us and say, "My baby, what are you doing?" You know, that's what she would do to us.
My name is Clave Johnson. I'm a staff member for the Young People's Project. I'm a college math literacy worker. I love YPP. I love everything that it stands for. My first 13 years of my life, we had much of nothing. It was approximately 15 of us living in one house. So being broke, coming up to the age of 13, all we had was education. And that shaped me to think that what's gonna add up in the end is what I possess in my head and how do I use it to help the better of mankind.
We're doing Venn diagrams today. And I was looking for a way to group the kids so we could think of something. It'd be very helpful. Okay, I need everyone's attention. Today, we're going to go over, come on, man, not today, man, not today. We're going to go over a couple of things that we had already done. I wanted to go over what a prime number was. Can anyone tell me?
Numbers that can only be divided by 1
Example. Freddie. 7.